Good evening and welcome to National Broadcasting News India, tonight's news update. Here are the top stories. Case filed against Kesari chief editor for hate speech against rapper Veden. Police in East Kannada have registered a case against N.R. Mathu, the chief editor of RSS Mouthpiece Kesari Weekly, for allegedly delivering a hate speech against rapper Veden during a temple ceremony. The case was filed based on a complaint lodged by Velayuthan Nair, the secretary of the CPIM East Kannada Local Committee. Police have invoked Section 192 of the Bharatiya Nyaya Samhita, which pertains to making statements conducting to public mischief. During his speech, Madhu reportedly claimed that Veden's song promoted caste terrorism. He further alleged that Veden's art is poisoning the younger generation and suggested that there are sponsors behind the rapper who harbor dreams of the country's disintegration. Police officer found dead by hanging in Alappuzha homestay. A police officer was found dead by hanging in a homestay in Cheriakalavur, Alappuzha. The deceased has been identified as Ajay Sarasan, aged 55, a grade sub-inspector at the Kalamassery police station. He was a native of Karunagapalli in Kollam and had been residing in Mararikulam for the past 8 years. He had checked into the homestay yesterday afternoon. When he did not appear at the checkout time, the homestay staff checked his room and found him hanging. The police have reached the location and are proceeding with further actions. BBC to end satellite broadcast. In a significant shift for the British broadcasting giant, the BBC's Director General Tim Davie has announced that all BBC channels will cease traditional broadcast transmissions by the 2030s, transitioning entirely to an online-only presence. This confirmation from the BBC boss signals a move away from conventional broadcasting methods towards a complete reliance on the internet for its operations. This announcement follows the BBC's recent switch on January 8, 2024 from standard definition satellite broadcast to high definition versions across its satellite platforms. The British Broadcasting Corporation, headquartered in London, stands as a cornerstone of the media landscape. Established in 1922, it officially began operating under its current name on New Year's Day in 1927. A prominent British public service broadcaster, the BBC boasts a substantial workforce of over 21,000 employees. Demonstrating its early influence, the BBC launched its first broadcast listings magazine, The Radio Times, in 1923, just a year after its initial information. Wayanad tent collapse. Family alleges mystery in tourist death. Nimisha's mother alleges foul play in her death after a tent collapsed at Emerald Venture Resort, demanding an investigation. The family highlights that only Nimisha was injured, despite 16 others being present, and she had no external wounds. They also note the lack of contact from her friends after the incident. Resort manager Swachand and supervisor Anurag have been arrested following the Thursday 2 a.m. collapse of the rain-heavy thatched shed, which resulted in Nimisha's death and injuries to 3 others. Supreme Court deals blow to Trump-era policy on Venezuelan migrants. The U.S. Supreme Court has dealt a significant blow to the Trump administration's efforts to deport Venezuelan migrants using the Alien Enemies Act. The court has blocked the implementation of a policy that sought to expel these migrants without a hearing, relying on the 1798 Alien Enemies Act. The Supreme Court reiterated the fundamental principle that no one can be deported without their case being heard. The decision saw strong support from the majority of the justices, with only 2 conservative judges dissenting. Woman dies in lightning strike in Kalamassery. A 55-year-old woman, Laila, from Karipasheri Mughal in Kalamassery, Ernakulam, tragically died after being struck by lightning. The incident took place as she was entering her residence with her family, returning from a wedding ceremony. Although she was immediately rushed to the hospital, her life could not be saved. Her husband, Habaz, who was sustained severe injuries in the lightning strike, is currently receiving medical treatment at the Medical College Hospital. 2 crore bribery case. ED Assistant Director Shekhar Kumar arrested. In a significant development, the Vigilance Department has registered a case against Shekhar Kumar, the Assistant Director of the Enforcement Directorate in Kochi, naming him as the primary accused in a 2 crore bribery case. The case was filed based on a complaint lodged by a cashew businessman from Kollam. This action follows the arrest of 2 individuals, Wilson from Thammanam and Mukesh Murali from Rajasthan, who were apprehended on suspicion of attempting to collect an advance of 2 lakh rupees as part of the alleged bribe. During interrogation, these individuals reportedly implicated the ED official. The Vigilance Department's findings suggest a conspiracy between the ED official and Wilson to extort money from the businessman in exchange for resolving an ED case against him. This marks a rare instance of a high-ranking ED official in the state being implicated in a vigilance case. FBI to relocate headquarters from Washington. FBI Director Kash Patel has announced the agency's decision to relocate its headquarters from the J. Edgar Hoover building in Washington, D.C., its home for over 50 years. The move is being attributed to security concerns. Additionally, 1,500 agents will be reassigned to field offices across various states in the United States. IPL set to resume today after hiatus. The Indian Premier League is all set to resume today after a break of 8 days following the recent India-Pakistan tensions. The remaining matches of the tournament will kick off with a clash between Royal Challengers Bangalore and the defending champions Kolkata Knight Riders. The match is scheduled to begin at 7:30 p.m. Indian Standard Time at the Chinnaswamy Cricket Stadium in Bengaluru. As per the revised schedule, the remaining IPL matches will be held across 6 venues: Bengaluru, Jaipur, Delhi, Lucknow, Mumbai and Ahmedabad. Following the suspension of the league due to the India-Pakistan situation, only a limited number of overseas players who had returned to their home countries are rejoining their respective franchises. In light of this, the Board of Control for Cricket in India has granted special permission to the franchises to bring in replacement players for the remainder of the season. That's all for tonight. Thank you for watching. We will be back with more news tomorrow. Goodbye.